The focused mind. Cut through distractions and master your goals. In the noise and chaos of daily life, our minds are bombarded with distractions, endless to-do lists, urgent notifications, and the constant pressure to keep moving forward. Amidst this whirlwind, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But what if the secret to extraordinary achievement doesn't lie in working harder or faster? What if it's in cultivating the ability to focus, truly and deeply, on the right things at the right time? Focus isn't just a skill, it's the bedrock of success, the force that turns fleeting ideas into lasting impact. When your attention is scattered, your efforts are diluted. But when you can harness the power of a focused mind, you unlock a wellspring of productivity and potential. Each moment of clarity you achieve moves you closer to your goals, to the life you envision, to the person you're meant to become. The mind's ability to filter out the noise and zero in on what matters is the gateway to mastery. It's the differentiator between those who stumble through life's distractions and those who channel their energy into purposeful action. The question isn't whether you have enough time, but whether you can carve out the mental space to use it effectively. In a world that constantly tries to pull your attention in 1,000 different directions, learning to cut through the noise is the ultimate advantage. True focus doesn't just happen. It's cultivated. It requires intention, practice, and above all, discipline. This is the art of harnessing your attention, sharpening it like a tool to carve your path with precision. And once you begin to master it, the results speak for themselves. The goals you once thought were out of reach begin to feel within your grasp. The tasks you once dreaded turn into opportunities for growth. The distractions that once drained you become mere background noise. Achieving this level of mastery is no small feat, but the rewards are undeniable. The journey ahead isn't about removing distractions. It's about training your mind to focus on what matters most and using that focus as the foundation for everything you do. Chapter 1. The Power of Attention. The power of attention is a quiet, yet extraordinary force that shapes everything we accomplish. It is not merely the ability to concentrate for a brief moment, but rather the continuous thread that runs through our work, relationships, and personal growth. Without focus, even the most talented and ambitious individuals falter. When we lack attention, everything becomes fragmented, the mind scattered, and potential left untapped. Attention is, in many ways, the foundation of all progress. It's the one resource that, once lost, is difficult to regain. While time is finite, attention is ever-shifting, constantly at risk of being pulled in 1,000 directions. The key is not to fight distractions, but to learn how to direct your attention with purpose. When you do so, you give yourself the power to create extraordinary outcomes. In a world filled with constant stimuli, digital notifications, environmental noise, endless demands, undivided attention has become a rarity. Yet in this very rarity lies its unmatched value. What you focus on grows. When your attention is deeply rooted in something, you invest energy in it. Whether it's a career goal, a relationship, or your health, the things you give your focus to are the ones that thrive. The ability to control focus is not about sheer willpower, but about understanding how your mind works and structuring your environment to support it. In a state of focused attention, you are no longer at the mercy of every distraction that crosses your path. Instead, you are the one in control, steering your thoughts, actions, and energy toward what truly matters. This is how small daily decisions turn into transformative results over time. True mastery of focus is an ongoing practice. It requires setting clear priorities, resisting the lure of the trivial, and deliberately choosing where your attention will go. It means recognizing the immense value of each moment and how what you choose to invest your attention in will ultimately dictate your success. When you align your attention with your deepest goals, not only do you accelerate your progress, but you cultivate a life that is intentional and deeply fulfilling. Chapter 2. Clarity and Purpose. A life without clarity is like a ship drifting aimlessly on the open ocean, its destination uncertain, its path undefined. Every day feels like an exercise in struggle, a constant fight to make sense of the noise and chaos around. Without a clear sense of purpose, we become susceptible to distractions, our energy scattered in all directions. True clarity, however, brings focus, grounding us in our values, goals, and the path we need to follow. When we strip away the layers of confusion and uncertainty, we discover the profound impact that understanding what truly matters can have on our lives. It is not about grandiose ambitions or chasing fleeting desires. It's about aligning with what resonates deeply within. Once you discover this, everything shifts. Decisions become easier, actions more decisive, and opportunities more apparent. It's the internal compass that guides you through the vast landscape of possibilities, enabling you to cut through the clutter and focus on what truly counts. Clarity and purpose isn't merely a motivational concept, it's the fundamental driver of action. When we know exactly what we are working toward, the next steps unfold naturally. The distractions of everyday life lose their grip because the noise of unimportant tasks is drowned out by the power of intention. When you are clear on what you want, you move with a sense of direction that transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and setbacks into stepping stones. The connection between clarity and action is undeniable. Purpose provides the energy needed to propel us forward. It fuels perseverance when obstacles arise, ensuring we keep our eyes fixed on the destination rather than the difficulties in the way. When your purpose is sharp and unwavering, it's easier to take the first step, knowing that each move, no matter how small, is part of a greater journey. This clarity transforms hesitation into momentum. You start acting with intent rather than reacting to circumstances. What once seemed like a monumental task now feels manageable because every action is tethered to a well-defined reason. A well-defined purpose isn't a one-time discovery, it's a continual refinement. As you grow, evolve, and encounter new experiences, your purpose will deepen and expand. But this dynamic nature of purpose doesn't diminish its power. On the contrary, it adds layers of richness to the actions you take. With clarity as your guide, every move you make has meaning, and every effort contributes to a greater whole. The more aligned you are with your purpose, the more powerful your momentum becomes, propelling you forward with the certainty that you are on the right path. Chapter 3. The Art of Prioritization. In a world brimming with opportunities and distractions, the ability to decide where to focus your energy is one of the most powerful skills you can cultivate. It's easy to be overwhelmed by the sheer number of tasks, people, and obligations that demand your attention. However, true mastery comes not from doing more, but from doing what matters most. Prioritization isn't simply about managing time, it's about managing energy and attention, two of the most precious resources we possess. The process of deciding where to direct your efforts begins with understanding what truly contributes to your growth, happiness, and success. The noise of modern life can drown out the things that matter most. Prioritization allows you to cut through this noise and create a sense of order in the chaos. It's about taking a step back and asking, what will bring me closer to my purpose? What tasks, relationships, or activities will provide the greatest return on investment? This isn't about choosing what's easiest or most comfortable. It's about what will move the needle in the right direction. By discerning what is most valuable, you align your actions with your goals, ensuring that your efforts are intentional and meaningful. Eliminating the distractions that don't contribute is just as crucial as focusing on what does. It's easy to fall into the trap of being busy without being productive, filling your days with tasks that, in the grand scheme, add little to your life's purpose. We often hold on to commitments, possessions, and habits simply because they've become familiar. Letting go is a difficult but necessary step in creating space for what truly matters. It's about simplifying your life, cutting away the excess that weighs you down. This can be relationships, activities, or even thought patterns that no longer serve your goals or your mental well-being. By removing what doesn't add value, you create more room for clarity, energy, and focus. Prioritization is a skill that transforms focus into a strategic asset. Once you begin directing your energy toward what is most important, you unlock the ability to achieve more with less. Every action becomes more potent when it is carefully chosen and executed. Focus stops being a fleeting moment of concentration and turns into a constant, deliberate force. Your choices are no longer scattered and reactive. They are intentional and aligned with your values. With this sharpened focus, you begin to see your time and efforts compound, creating momentum that propels you toward your goals. What once felt like a struggle to stay on track becomes second nature. The more you practice prioritizing, the easier it becomes to distinguish the essential from the trivial, turning your attention into a powerful tool for success. Chapter 4. Mastering Mental Discipline. To achieve anything of value, one must first conquer the mind. The mind, like any other muscle, needs to be trained and conditioned to stay focused, remain calm under pressure, and resist the pull of distractions. The power of mental discipline lies not in the ability to avoid challenges, but in the ability to stay the course when those challenges inevitably arise. It is the silent force that guides decisions, shapes behaviors, and defines outcomes. Mastering this discipline means developing the inner strength to choose a path, regardless of the external noise, and commit to it without wavering. The journey to mental discipline begins with a decision to take control of one's thoughts and reactions. The mind is constantly bombarded with stimuli, often leading us to react impulsively, jumping from one idea or task to another. The disciplined mind, however, understands that not all thoughts deserve attention, and not all impulses require action. It is the ability to pause, reflect, and choose the next step with intention that separates those who achieve their goals from those who falter. Training the mind to stay on course isn't about sheer willpower alone. It's about creating a structure that supports consistent focus. Routines, habits, and environments that foster clarity and intentionality serve as the backbone for long-term mental discipline. In the face of distraction, the resilient mind remains unwavering. Distractions are inevitable. They come in many forms: the allure of immediate gratification, the pressures of societal expectations, or the endless stream of digital interruptions. However, it is in the midst of these distractions that mental discipline is truly tested. Building resilience against distractions requires not only focus, but also the ability to rise above the trivial and the urgent in pursuit of the important. The disciplined mind doesn't succumb to the next shiny object or allow itself to be scattered. It remains anchored in purpose and driven by the understanding that every moment spent on something that doesn't align with one's goals is a moment lost forever. Mental resilience is about recognizing that distractions are fleeting, while the pursuit of meaningful progress is lasting. Mental strength is the silent force behind every successful endeavor. Success is rarely about talent alone. It is about consistency, perseverance, and the ability to overcome obstacles, traits that are cultivated in the mind. Those who succeed are often those who have mastered their mental landscape, learning to focus when others are distracted, to push when others are defeated, and to persist when obstacles seem insurmountable. Mental strength isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about using that hardship as a stepping stone, learning to adapt and growing stronger with each challenge. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity to build resilience, every setback a lesson in perseverance. The ability to maintain mental discipline through adversity, to stay committed to a goal even when progress seems slow, is what separates success from failure. The stronger your mental discipline, the clearer your path will be, and the closer you'll come to realizing your potential. Chapter 5. Harnessing the Flow State. In the midst of our most challenging and rewarding tasks, there exists a state where time seems to slow down, where thoughts become laser-focused, and where productivity flows effortlessly. This state is known as flow. a phenomenon often described by athletes, artists, and high performers alike as the peak of their abilities. It's more than just focus. It's the sensation of being fully immersed in the task at hand, a state where distractions fade into the background and every action feels automatic, yet purposeful. The pursuit of achieving flow is not simply about working hard, but about working with intention, unlocking the full potential of the mind and body in perfect harmony. Entering this state of deep concentration requires more than just forcing yourself to work harder. It involves aligning the right conditions that allow your mind to settle into the task. First, there must be clarity in what you're doing. A task with clear objectives that pushes your skill to its limit, but still within your capability, creates the perfect balance between challenge and competence. When this balance is struck, the mind enters a focused mode, shutting out everything else. It becomes an immersive experience where your entire being is centered on the present moment. The right amount of challenge fuels motivation, while the satisfaction of progress reinforces focus. It is the dynamic push and pull between skill and challenge that fosters this state. What flow feels like can only be truly understood through experience. It is a paradoxical state, effortless yet intense, calm yet exhilarating. In flow, you are aware of your surroundings, but your mind operates in a singular focus, undistracted by irrelevant thoughts. Time often feels distorted. What felt like hours might have passed in what seems like minutes. Your actions, decisions, and movements become synchronized, as if you're no longer actively trying, but simply doing. There's a sense of fluidity and ease, even while tackling difficult or complex tasks. It is in these moments that creativity and performance surge to their highest levels. People often speak of this state as losing themselves in the task, but in truth, they have never been more themselves. It is where true potential is realized and personal barriers are shattered. Achieving flow is not an accident, but a cultivated skill. To reach this optimal state, external distractions need to be minimized, and internal distractions must be controlled. This is where preparation and mindset become critical. Having a defined space free from interruptions, setting aside a designated time for deep work, and removing all potential distractions helps to prime the mind for flow. But it's also about adopting the right mindset, the willingness to fully commit to the task, trusting that the process itself will guide you to the results. Techniques such as mindfulness, deep breathing, or visualization can help clear mental clutter, allowing the mind to settle into a state where concentration becomes effortless. When you are focused solely on the task, immersed in the experience, that's when you can tap into the full potential of flow. Once you're in flow, the results can be extraordinary. Whether you're solving a complex problem, executing an intricate design, or competing in a sport, this state can push you to achieve things that previously seemed beyond your reach. The body and mind work together in harmony, enabling you to accomplish tasks more efficiently and with greater precision. Peak performance doesn't come from mere exertion. It emerges from mastering the art of entering and sustaining flow. When you can harness this state, you unlock a new level of achievement. It's not simply about completing a task. It's about transcending your usual limitations and tapping into a higher plane of performance. Chapter 6. Crafting a goal-oriented routine. Every great achievement begins with the small, often unnoticed actions we take each day. A goal, no matter how monumental, is nothing more than an abstract idea without the daily habits that bring it to life. To build something significant, it's not the occasional burst of effort that counts. It's the routine, the consistency, and the persistence in executing purposeful actions day after day. Crafting a goal-oriented routine means consciously designing habits that work with the grain of your objectives rather than against them. It's about laying the foundation of success through small, meaningful choices made consistently over time. When you look at the habits of people who achieve extraordinary things, you begin to notice a pattern. Their routines are not random. They are deliberate and methodical. These habits, built on purpose, reflect their priorities, shaping every action they take. The morning rituals, the way they tackle challenges, and how they allocate their time are all reflections of their intentions. This deliberate structure, carefully planned to feed into long-term goals, creates an environment conducive to success. It is within these routines that the seeds of growth are sown, where momentum is built in small increments, but over time, the impact of these daily actions compounds into extraordinary results. Consistency is often considered the silent engine of achievement. It is not the intensity or the grandiose efforts that propel you forward, but the steady, unwavering commitment to show up day after day. While enthusiasm can spark action, it's consistency that sustains it. Even when motivation wanes, the routine carries you forward. You don't have to feel inspired to do the work. The work simply becomes part of who you are. This consistency creates trust within yourself, as you prove to your mind and body that your aspirations are real and worthy of the effort. Over time, small victories lead to bigger ones, and you begin to realize that progress is not something reserved for the distant future. It is happening right now in the small steps you take today. The power of a well-crafted routine lies in its ability to align your actions with your deepest aspirations. Too often, we find ourselves distracted by immediate desires or the whims of the moment, leading to a disconnect between our intentions and our actions. By intentionally designing a routine that brings your daily actions in line with your long-term vision, you begin to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Every action, whether it's a morning workout, setting aside time for deep work, or reflecting on your progress at the end of the day, becomes a deliberate step toward realizing your goals. It's in this alignment that the true power of routine reveals itself. When your actions no longer feel like a chore, but rather a part of a greater mission, the sense of fulfillment and purpose grows, and the journey becomes as meaningful as the destination itself. In crafting a routine that serves your goals, it's important to be mindful of the things that drain your energy and time. Unnecessary distractions, misaligned commitments, and even poorly designed habits can eat away at your progress. Part of creating an effective routine is having the discipline to eliminate what doesn't contribute to your purpose. This requires regular reflection on how each activity in your day serves your bigger vision. By consciously designing a routine that integrates your core values and desired outcomes, you start to create a life that doesn't require constant effort to stay on track. It becomes second nature. The beauty of a goal-oriented routine is that it doesn't demand perfection. It demands intention. As you shape your days around your goals, you open up the possibility for progress in every aspect of your life. Even on the days when things don't go according to plan, you know that the structure you've put in place will guide you back to the path. Each day is another opportunity to move closer to your goals, and in this way, routine becomes not just a tool for achieving success, but a way of living with purpose. Chapter 7. Building an environment for success. The environment you inhabit is more than just a backdrop for your daily activities. It has the power to shape your thoughts, influence your actions, and ultimately determine the level of success you achieve. Whether at home, work, or in any setting where you spend significant time, the surroundings you create can either hinder or support your ability to stay focused and achieve your goals. The foundation of any successful environment starts with intention. It's about curating spaces that nurture your ability to concentrate, foster creativity, and maintain a clear mind. The right environment doesn't simply accommodate your work, it actively encourages it. Think of it as a canvas upon which your productivity and mental clarity are painted. Every element, from lighting to seating, color to sound, should be chosen with the goal of enhancing focus and minimizing distractions. One of the most immediate and impactful ways a physical space can affect your mindset is by minimizing clutter. A disorganized space can create mental noise, much like a cluttered desk can add to a sense of overwhelm. Each item in your environment, whether it's a stack of papers or unnecessary gadgets, carries a subtle distraction. By consciously eliminating the non-essential, You clear both your physical and mental space, allowing for deeper concentration. Organization is not merely about keeping things tidy. It's about aligning your environment with the clarity you seek in your mind. The role of light in a workspace cannot be overstated. Natural light has a powerful effect on mood, energy, and focus. It's not just about visibility. It's about creating a sense of openness and alertness. When possible, place your desk near a window, allowing the daylight to filter through, invigorating your senses and energizing your mind. If natural light is limited, artificial lighting should be chosen with equal care. Bright, cool-toned light tends to be more stimulating, making it ideal for tasks requiring high concentration, while softer, warmer tones may create a relaxing atmosphere for more reflective or creative work. The way light interacts with your environment sets the tone for the type of work you do and the mindset you cultivate. Sound, too, plays a crucial role in shaping the focus of a space. Too much noise can disrupt thought patterns, while silence can sometimes feel stifling, particularly for tasks that require creativity or ideation. The key lies in understanding the ideal soundscape for the work you're engaging in. Some people find complete silence is best for deep, focused work, while others may find a low hum of background noise or instrumental music provides just the right environment for sustained focus. It's about understanding your own preferences and curating a sound experience that enhances your concentration and mental state. In addition to physical elements, the emotional tone set by your environment is equally important. The spaces you choose to surround yourself with should reflect your ambitions and the kind of mindset you want to cultivate. A cluttered or uninspiring environment can trigger feelings of stress or frustration, making it harder to stay motivated. On the other hand, spaces that are aligned with your goals and values can inspire clarity, confidence, and a sense of purpose. Surrounding yourself with objects, symbols, and visuals that remind you of your goals or aspirations creates an environment of positive reinforcement. It's a simple yet effective way to stay grounded in your objectives and to feel the drive to pursue them relentlessly. Moreover, the importance of ergonomics in your workspace cannot be underestimated. A comfortable and well-arranged space ensures that you're not distracted by discomfort or physical strain. Simple adjustments like an ergonomic chair or the correct height for your desk can have a profound impact on how long and how well you can work. When your body is at ease, your mind is free to focus on the task at hand rather than shifting your attention to physical discomforts. Finally, creating an environment for success also involves knowing when and how to step away. Having a space dedicated solely to your work or creative endeavors allows your mind to enter a flow state more easily, but having clear boundaries that separate work from rest is essential for maintaining long-term focus. Your environment should promote balance, creating areas for relaxation and rejuvenation that offer the same level of intentionality as your workspace. It's in these breaks that your mind regenerates, allowing you to return to your tasks with renewed energy and clarity. The environment you create is not just a passive background. It is an active force that can accelerate or inhibit your progress. When you intentionally design your surroundings with focus, clarity, and organization in mind, you empower yourself to work more efficiently, think more clearly, and ultimately achieve your goals with greater ease. Chapter 8. Guarding Against External Distractions. In an age where distractions are a constant companion, the ability to protect your focus has become a necessary skill for success. From the continuous ping of notifications to the constant barrage of information, the world seems designed to fragment your attention at every turn. External forces are no longer simply background noise. They are active players in the way we operate, often making it seem impossible to maintain sustained focus on the tasks that matter most. The key to mastering focus is not to eliminate every potential distraction, an unrealistic goal in the modern world, but to develop a heightened awareness of what pulls your attention and implement strategies that allow you to protect it when needed. This begins with understanding the various distractions that surround you. They don't just come from external devices or technologies. They often stem from the environment itself, the people around you, and even your own internal impulses. The first step in guarding your focus is recognizing the distractions that exist in the first place. Social media, emails, text messages, and even seemingly innocent moments of scrolling through websites may seem harmless at first, but they add up. They steal minutes, then hours, from your productive time, creating a constant undercurrent of disruption. External distractions are not limited to technology. They can come from conversations, the environment, and even the physical clutter around you. These distractions have a subtle power, luring your attention away from what you need to focus on, creating a scattered, fragmented mindset that is difficult to rein in. Once the distractions are identified, the next step is to create boundaries that limit their influence. One of the most powerful ways to protect your focus is to control your environment. This may involve physically removing objects that trigger distractions, setting specific times for checking emails or social media, or creating designated spaces for deep work. For example, an office that is designed with minimal distractions, a clean, organized desk, soundproofing, and dedicated work zones, acts as a shield for your attention. Your environment directly communicates the kind of focus you intend to cultivate. Establishing designated focus hours or setting strict boundaries around when and where you engage with external inputs is another effective strategy. This might mean turning off notifications or setting your phone to "Do Not Disturb" while you work. It might mean setting specific, intentional times for responding to messages and emails, creating clear, defined blocks of uninterrupted time to concentrate on your most important tasks. It's about treating your time and attention as non-negotiable resources that deserve protection. However, there are times when external distractions are unavoidable. Life happens, and interruptions will occur. In these instances, it's important to cultivate the ability to refocus quickly and with minimal mental effort. Practicing mindfulness or developing a reset routine can be invaluable tools for regaining your focus. When an external distraction pulls you away from your task, take a few deep breaths, clear your mind, and return to the task at hand with renewed focus. Equally important is the art of saying no. Saying yes to everything, whether it's a casual conversation, a last-minute invitation, or an urgent task that someone else demands of you, can quickly pull you away from your primary focus. Learning to say no, or at least delay the distraction until it's the right time, allows you to protect your mental energy and stay grounded in your goals. Saying no doesn't always mean rejecting someone or something outright. It may simply mean prioritizing your time and energy, making conscious decisions about where your attention should go. Another powerful tool in guarding against distractions is learning to manage your internal state. While external noise may be inevitable, your internal noise, the swirling thoughts, the to-do lists, the worries and anxieties, can be controlled. Developing techniques to quiet your inner dialogue through meditation, breathing exercises, or simply taking a moment to center yourself helps create an internal environment where external distractions hold less sway. By learning to manage your mental and emotional state, you create the space needed for sustained focus, regardless of what's happening around you. It's important to remember that focus is not an all-or-nothing endeavor. There will be times when distractions overwhelm your attention, and that's okay. The key lies in learning how to recover swiftly and maintain a consistent effort toward your objectives. It's not about perfection, but about consistency and self-awareness. The more you train yourself to identify and control the external forces that threaten your focus, the more you'll find that your time and attention can be directed toward what truly matters. Staying grounded amidst external noise is a skill that can be cultivated over time, one distraction at a time. It's not about eliminating distractions completely. It's about learning to recognize them, manage them, and ultimately decide when they deserve your attention and when they don't. This is the essence of focus, choosing to direct your energy toward what aligns with your highest goals and ambitions, regardless of the noise that may surround you. Chapter 9. Overcoming internal distractions. The noise that distracts us most often is not external. It is the constant chatter within our minds, the endless stream of thoughts that pull us in every direction. These internal distractions can be even more insidious than external ones, often manifesting as doubts, fears, insecurities, or even unrelated memories and daydreams. When our attention shifts from the task at hand to this internal noise, our ability to stay focused and productive is compromised, and we find ourselves adrift in a sea of mental clutter. The first step in managing mental chatter is recognizing it. So often, we are unaware of how much time is spent in our heads, rethinking past events, worrying about the future, or entertaining negative self-talk. This mental noise doesn't appear in clear bursts, but rather subtly infiltrates our thoughts, making us believe it's simply part of our natural thought process. But when we start to become aware of it, we can begin to change our relationship with it. Understanding the nature of mental chatter is crucial in overcoming it. Thoughts are not always factual. They are simply mental events that occur. Just because a thought pops into your head doesn't mean it demands your attention or deserves to influence your actions. The power lies in the ability to notice the thought, acknowledge it without judgment, and decide not to engage with it. This is a practice of mindfulness, where the goal is not to eliminate thoughts, but to create space between your awareness and the thoughts themselves. The more space we create, the less control these thoughts have over us. Negative thoughts often creep in when we face challenges or when we step outside our comfort zones. This is when the internal resistance is strongest. It's easy to listen to the voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, or that it's too difficult. But these thoughts are not truth. They are simply the mind's way of trying to keep you in a familiar, safe place. The key to overcoming this is to recognize that these thoughts are only temporary and do not define your capability or the reality of your situation. One of the most powerful ways to train your mind to focus is through the practice of redirecting your attention. When negative thoughts or distractions begin to creep in, consciously choose to redirect your focus back to the task at hand. It's much like training a muscle. At first, it's difficult, but the more you practice, the stronger your mental discipline becomes. Each time you refocus, you build resilience against the pull of your thoughts. It's not about avoiding the negative or distracting thoughts, but rather about choosing to focus on something more meaningful in the moment. One useful tool for overcoming internal distractions is creating a mantra or affirmation. These short, powerful phrases can be used to disrupt the negative or distracting thoughts that arise. When you notice your mind wandering, you can silently repeat an affirmation such as, "I am capable," "This moment matters," or "I am in control." These affirmations act as a mental anchor, helping you pull your focus back to where it belongs. Over time, this can become an automatic response, making it easier to regain control of your thoughts without needing to put in as much effort. Another tool to regain control of your thoughts is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, especially the ones that create mental noise, can help release their grip on you. Once these thoughts are out of your mind and onto paper, they no longer have the same power over you. It's a way of externalizing the mental chatter, allowing you to step back and view it from a more objective perspective. Journaling helps you separate yourself from the thoughts that seek to distract you, giving you the clarity to focus on what truly matters. Breathing exercises also serve as an effective method for quieting the mind. Deep, conscious breathing slows down the body's response to stress and anxiety, calming both the body and the mind. When your thoughts begin to spiral, taking a few moments to focus on your breath can ground you, bringing you back to the present moment. By practicing mindful breathing, you can retrain your mind to let go of unnecessary distractions, allowing you to return to a state of focused attention. Meditation is another powerful tool to help combat internal distractions. Through regular meditation practice, you strengthen your ability to observe your thoughts without becoming entangled in them. The goal is not to clear the mind of all thoughts, but to become aware of them without allowing them to control your actions. In meditation, you learn to gently guide your attention back to your breath or a specific focus point whenever it begins to wander. This practice, when applied to everyday life, helps you regain control when your mind strays. The battle against internal distractions requires patience and persistence. It's important to understand that it's normal for the mind to wander, and the process of retraining it is ongoing. Mental distractions are a part of being human, but they don't have to dictate your level of focus or success. Each time you redirect your attention back to the present moment, you strengthen your ability to remain focused and disciplined. Over time, your mind becomes sharper, more resilient, and more capable of maintaining sustained attention in the face of any mental challenge. Ultimately, overcoming internal distractions is not about eliminating them, but learning how to navigate them with grace and confidence. As you cultivate this mental discipline, you'll find that the chatter of the mind no longer holds the same power over you, and your ability to focus becomes an asset in your pursuit of goals and success. Chapter 10. Sustaining Focus Over Time. The ability to stay focused on a task for an extended period of time is not an inherent trait. It is a cultivated skill that, like any other, requires practice, patience, and deliberate effort. However, the challenge arises when motivation begins to fade, as it often does when the initial excitement of a goal starts to wane. Motivation is a fleeting force that ebbs and flows with circumstances, emotions, and external rewards. If you rely solely on motivation to sustain focus, it's easy to get discouraged when your enthusiasm diminishes. To keep progressing when motivation is low, it's crucial to understand that consistency is the cornerstone of success. Consistency isn't about intensity or extreme bursts of productivity. It's about making steady progress, even when it feels like your motivation is running out. It's about creating habits that automatically steer you toward your goals, regardless of how you feel on a particular day. This is where discipline plays a key role. Discipline doesn't require feelings of excitement or enthusiasm. It requires commitment to the process, even when the emotional drive is absent. One effective way to sustain focus is to anchor yourself in the process rather than the outcome. Often, when we focus too much on the end result, it can feel overwhelming and distant, which can erode motivation. But when we focus on the small, incremental actions that lead us to that result, the journey becomes more manageable and fulfilling. Instead of aiming for a distant finish line, immerse yourself in each step of the process. Break down larger tasks into smaller, bite-sized actions, and take pride in the progress you make with each one. It's this attention to detail and the satisfaction of incremental achievements that can keep you going when the initial enthusiasm fades. It's also essential to understand that productivity follows its own natural rhythm. Just as we experience periods of high energy and creativity, we also need time for rest and recovery. There is no benefit in pushing through when your mind and body are depleted. By acknowledging that productivity cycles have peaks and valleys, you can work with your body and mind rather than against them. Recognize the signals of burnout and give yourself permission to take breaks, whether that's through a change of scenery, a short nap, or an activity that recharges you. These pauses are not distractions. They are essential for maintaining sustained focus over time. Productivity is not linear, and forcing yourself to work non-stop leads to diminishing returns. Rest doesn't only refer to physical downtime, it's about giving your mind the space to breathe. When we push ourselves too hard, without reprieve, our focus deteriorates, and tasks that were once clear and manageable become insurmountable. Creativity, problem-solving, and focus are nurtured by moments of relaxation and renewal. Embrace the value of rest and give yourself permission to step away when you need to. Remember that your mind needs time to process information, consolidate memories, and restore energy for the next cycle of productivity. Building routines that align with your personal rhythms can make all the difference in sustaining focus. These routines create a sense of stability, which can help you remain steady and consistent even when motivation falters. A routine is like a compass. It gives you direction when you feel lost. When your day is structured around activities that support your goal, the simple act of following through with your routine helps you stay on track without requiring constant motivation. This way, consistency becomes effortless because it's embedded in the structure of your day-to-day life. It's also important to embrace the reality that sustaining focus requires long-term perspective. In a world that encourages immediate results, it can be easy to feel disheartened when progress seems slow or unnoticeable. However, true growth is cumulative, and the most significant achievements often arise from the accumulation of small efforts over time. When you adopt the mindset that consistency pays off, the slow, steady progress becomes its own reward. Patience is essential. It's easy to get discouraged by the absence of instant feedback, but remember that time has a way of revealing the fruit of consistent work. Maintaining focus also demands a strong sense of purpose. When the motivation dips and the energy wanes, it's the clarity of your reason for doing what you're doing that will keep you anchored. Revisit your why regularly. Remind yourself why you started in the first place. Whether it's a personal goal, a career aspiration, or a mission that's larger than yourself, reconnecting with the purpose behind your actions brings a new wave of energy and drive. Your why provides a powerful source of motivation that can reignite your passion when your inner fire starts to dwindle. The benefits of sustaining focus over time extend far beyond mere achievement. It builds the muscle of resilience and fortitude. Each time you push through a lack of motivation or navigate the natural rhythms of productivity and rest, you strengthen your capacity to maintain focus in the future. The ability to stay on track despite challenges is what sets successful individuals apart. It's not the moments of intense inspiration that make the biggest difference, but the ability to persist during times when it's easier to give up. When you keep your focus steady, you are not only making progress toward your goals, but you are also cultivating a powerful sense of self-mastery. The consistency you develop, the small victories you celebrate, and the long-term impact you create are the fruits of your focused effort. It's not just about what you accomplish, but who you become in the process. Each step forward is an investment in the resilience, mental discipline, and strength that will continue to serve you in every area of your life. Chapter 11. Evaluating progress and adjusting plans. The path toward a goal is rarely linear. The vision of success may seem clear in the beginning, but as you begin the journey, you might encounter detours, obstacles, and unexpected twists. It is not uncommon to feel as though you've strayed from the path, even when you're working hard. One of the most effective ways to stay on course, despite these fluctuations, is through continuous evaluation and realignment. Assessing your progress regularly helps you understand whether your actions are taking you closer to your desired destination, or if a change of direction is needed. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of tasks and checklists, but measuring progress isn't solely about ticking off accomplishments. Real progress lies in the quality of work, the depth of learning, and the refinement of skills. Often, success is hidden in the smallest moments of growth, whether that's a newfound understanding, a shift in perspective, or an improvement in consistency. To truly measure your progress, it's important to adopt a reflective mindset. Instead of simply looking at the tangible outcomes, reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and actions throughout the process. Are you approaching your goals with the same level of enthusiasm and clarity as you did at the start? Do you feel more capable, more confident in your ability to navigate challenges? These internal shifts are just as important as any external achievement. This reflective approach also allows you to identify areas of growth that may have been overlooked. In the pursuit of a goal, it's easy to become focused on the big wins, completing a project, reaching a milestone. But the small, subtle changes often tell the real story. It's in the quieter moments when you can evaluate the deeper shifts happening within. Perhaps you've become more patient, more attuned to the rhythm of your work, or even learned how to manage setbacks with greater ease. These changes mark growth, and they are just as worthy of recognition as a tangible milestone. Taking stock of these changes provides a more holistic view of your progress and motivates you to keep moving forward. The real challenge, however, is in staying flexible. When faced with setbacks or the realization that a plan isn't working as intended, many find themselves caught in a cycle of frustration or self-doubt. Flexibility, however, doesn't mean abandoning your goals. It means being adaptable, open to reassessing your methods, and making course corrections without losing sight of the end result. It's important to separate your identity from your strategy. Just because a plan doesn't work out the way you envisioned doesn't mean you've failed. It simply means the strategy needs tweaking. Success doesn't rest on perfection. It relies on your ability to adjust and keep pushing forward, even when things don't go as planned. Staying committed to the outcome requires resilience. There may be moments when you feel discouraged or as though the original goal is no longer within reach. It's easy to get distracted by the difficulties, the barriers, or the shifting landscape. Yet, true success is not defined by how easily the path is followed, but by your commitment to pushing through, regardless of the bumps along the way. The ability to adapt, to shift course when necessary while keeping the ultimate goal in mind, is one of the most powerful qualities you can develop. While external conditions and circumstances will always fluctuate, your resolve and your determination to reach the outcome you've set will determine your ability to persist. The willingness to adjust is also tied to the understanding that growth is an iterative process. Not every decision, every action, or every strategy will be successful at first. It's through experimentation, failure, and adjustment that the best methods and practices are honed. Viewing your efforts as a constant learning process allows you to make adjustments not from a place of defeat, but from a place of learning. Every misstep becomes a valuable insight that refines your approach and ultimately takes you closer to success. As you evaluate your progress, take a moment to recognize that your approach to reaching your goals is not set in stone. Success is often a result of continuous refinement. The willingness to reassess your methods, acknowledge when they no longer serve you, and adjust accordingly allows you to stay nimble and keep advancing. The key is not to see adjustments as signs of failure, but as opportunities to innovate, refine, and move closer to your end goal with even more focus and clarity. True mastery comes not from a flawless execution of a single plan, but from the ability to recalibrate as needed, learning from both successes and setbacks. The more you practice evaluating and adjusting your approach, the more equipped you'll be to handle future challenges with confidence. Whether it's changing tactics, rethinking strategies, or setting new goals based on what you've learned, the process of evaluation and adaptation is what ultimately separates those who succeed from those who give up when the going gets tough. In this way, progress is not just about moving forward, but about continuously evolving in response to new insights and experiences. Chapter 12. Reaching the Pinnacle of Achievement. At the heart of every significant accomplishment lies one unshakable principle: focus. The ability to direct your energy and attention toward a singular objective is the force that transforms ambition into reality. The true mastery of focus isn't just about eliminating distractions or maintaining concentration for short bursts. It is about aligning every thought, action, and decision with the greater purpose. It's a conscious, deliberate choice to prioritize what matters most, pushing aside anything that does not serve the pursuit of that goal. Focus, when fully realized, becomes a force that bends time and space in your favor. The more you cultivate it, the sharper your ability to recognize what requires your attention, what moves the needle, and what can be set aside. In the pursuit of greatness, there will always be external forces attempting to pull you away from your mission, whether it's the allure of temporary pleasures, the pressures of societal expectations, or the countless distractions in our fast-paced world. But it is the individual who can master their focus, who finds the strength to block out these diversions. They can see through the noise and remain locked in on the target. Mastering focus requires a mindset of relentless commitment. It's not about the intensity with which you pursue your goal in the short term, but the enduring consistency that you bring to each day. It's about the quiet discipline of showing up when it's hard, when the results seem distant, and when self-doubt creeps in. This daily practice of choosing your goals over the easier distractions is what eventually leads to extraordinary success. When you consistently prioritize your work, refine your craft, and remain unwavering in your pursuit, you unlock the potential to achieve things most others would deem impossible. It's in the quiet, determined steps of everyday dedication that you build a foundation for remarkable outcomes. But the journey to greatness is not just about pushing relentlessly toward the goal, it's about understanding the rhythm of the process. Dedication and discipline are integral, but they must be balanced with self-awareness and reflection. Achievements are rarely achieved in a vacuum. They are the result of countless hours of effort, often behind the scenes, away from the spotlight. The ability to stick with a vision through thick and thin speaks not only to your resolve, but to a deeper understanding of your purpose and the larger impact you wish to make. When you stay committed, even in the face of setbacks, you not only achieve personal success, but you also craft the kind of legacy that inspires those who follow. Celebrating milestones is an essential part of the journey, but it must never become a reason to pause for too long. Each milestone reached is a reflection of your progress, a testament to the focus, discipline, and hard work that has led to that point. However, success is fleeting if it is not followed by new goals, new aspirations. The process of achieving is a never-ending cycle, one that requires constant renewal of purpose and direction. When you reach one peak, you can take a moment to appreciate the view. But the true conqueror knows that beyond every summit is another horizon waiting to be explored. To rest in the comfort of past victories is to fall into complacency, and complacency is the enemy of progress. The most successful individuals don't just revel in the satisfaction of their accomplishments. They use those moments of triumph to fuel their next ascent. The habit of setting new goals upon reaching previous ones keeps the fire of ambition alive. It propels you to continue striving, not out of dissatisfaction with past success, but out of a deep, inherent desire to keep improving, to become better, to achieve more. Success at one stage becomes the stepping stone to even greater achievements. Each milestone serves as a reminder that the journey is far from over, that the pinnacle of achievement is not a final destination, but a continuous cycle of growth, effort, and transformation. This is the essence of true mastery. Not simply reaching a moment of success, but the ability to transcend that moment and rise toward something greater. Achieving greatness is a combination of mastering focus, committing to the process, celebrating victories without resting on them, and continuing to strive for new heights. Success, in its highest form, is a way of life, a mindset that never settles, always seeking the next challenge, the next goal, the next opportunity to rise even higher. Conclusion. The journey toward mastering your focus and achieving your goals is not a linear path, but a continuous evolution. It is a pursuit that demands attention, discipline, resilience, and the willingness to face challenges head-on. Along the way, distractions will surface, some subtle, some overwhelming, but it is through these moments of resistance that true growth occurs. The process of cultivating an unwavering focus is not just about achieving external success. It is about sharpening the inner resolve that fuels every decision, every action, and every thought. As you move forward, it is important to remember that the power to shape your destiny lies in your hands. Each day presents an opportunity to either advance toward your goals or be sidetracked by forces beyond your control. But with a disciplined mind, clarity of purpose, and a commitment to the actions that align with your deepest values, you possess the tools to master your attention and, in turn, your life. The process is not always easy. In fact, it is often the challenges that test your limits that ultimately define the path to success. Embrace these moments as opportunities to refine your focus, to develop strategies that keep you grounded when the noise becomes deafening, and to continue building a foundation for lasting achievement. Remember, the journey is not about perfection, but about consistent, deliberate progress. Every step forward is a victory. Whether it is a small action or a major breakthrough, each movement towards your goals is a testament to your commitment and the power of your focus. In the end, the most successful individuals are those who remain persistent, those who keep showing up, and those who continue to believe in the value of their own potential, even when the road seems long. As you stand on the precipice of your own achievements, looking toward the future, understand that the journey you have undertaken is a lifelong practice. The skills you have developed, the ability to focus, to overcome distractions, and to stay committed, will continue to serve you, allowing you to reach heights you once thought unattainable. Keep pushing forward. The pinnacle of your success is not a distant dream, but something you can reach every day, one focused action at a time.